Hey there, Mike Dunn with Gaming Trend, and we've got a special treat for you today. So, not only do we have Chef Mike and Sujata from Heroes Feast to talk to about their new show, Heroes Feast, on the D&D Adventure Channel, but my internet was down at my house today, so I had to hustle over to the GUI Cube HQ, and they very kindly allowed me to use their studio. So that's why I'm sitting on this amazing throne and why it looks so cool behind me. So
awesome. Love it.
Chef Mike and I thought we were just really special.
Yeah, like, this is going to be the best interview ever. These are our
people. Well, I still think we can make that happen. So, awesome. So, we've got Chef Mike and Sujata. I hope I got your name right.
Oh, that's perfect.
Excellent.
Yes,
I did a little practicing.
Right. Very good. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. See, Mike's
for
easy.
Sujata. Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, I will always remember Mike's name. Okay. Yeah, because it's my name. Anyway, but yeah, you guys have this new show coming up, and I believe is it premiering next week as well?
It's premiering on Monday.
On Monday, okay, you get the coveted Monday slot. Excellent. So now this is not your typical D&D show, if I'm right. This is actually kind of loosely spun off of the Heroes Feast book that came out. I guess it was like a year or two ago, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys have turned that into a TV show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? Sujata, why don't we start with you?
Sure. I mean, Heroes Feast, I'll just let you know how I got called to do the show. I was part of a group of girlfriends, and I got together about 6 or 7 years ago, and we formed a group called Girls Guts Glory. And some of us knew how to play D&D since we were kids. 4 or 5 of us had never played D&D at all. And so we got a friend of ours to coach us for about 6 months to create our characters and get into our roles and develop like what we were going to wear. And so basically we played a game and we filmed the game in character with voices, dressed up, and we posted on YouTube 10 episodes, 10 minutes long. And Wizards of the Coast saw those YouTube videos of us playing the game and flew us up to Washington to play at their headquarters. And that was really fun. And that was actually during the Girls Guts Glory days is the last time I played D&D. And so when I got the call over Christmas last year to host Heroes Feast, I had to be really honest with the producers and say that I had never cooked before, but also I hadn't played D&D in a very long time. So if that hindered, them wanting me to be on the show, then that I totally understood. And they were like, oh, no, that's going to be fine. We're going to pair you up with an amazing co-host. He's a professional chef, and he still regularly plays D&D and knows a lot about the game. And so that's how I met Chef Mike.
Well, I will say this, like, I feel like playing D&D is kind of like falling off a bike. You never forget how to do that, right? So,
just a little more, you gotta know the math. You gotta get caught up on the math a little bit, and then you're good.
Yeah. And it's real easy to fake it. So I gotta admit, when I first heard about a D&D cooking show, the extent of the cooking that we did when I used to play D&D when I was a kid was open up a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and pop open a Dr. Pepper 2-liter. So I'm really curious as to how you guys approach this. Chef Mike, like what kind of audience are you guys looking for in terms of not only level of expertise in cooking, but in playing D&D as well?
Love it. So I want people who are scared and afraid to go into the kitchen to watch this show. I think you'll quickly learn and realize that I am the opposite of a yell at you in your face, it needs to be this way kind of chef. I am what do we got to use? You want a well done steak? Let's make the best one. Did you not cut the onions just right? Who cares? Like, it's very approachable. I think the skill level, you do not need to be skilled. What's cool about the show is that we are cooking the recipes from Heroes Feast, the cookbook. So if you're somebody that needs actually a little help, you can have the cookbook in front of you. You have your ingredients. You can watch us make it on screen and cook along. I did not write the cookbook or make those recipes. I am cooking them for the first time each episode. No.
Okay.
And what we make almost exclusively, there were one, if it takes like ribs in an oven for 4 hours, we had to make one ahead of time. I think only once or twice we did anything ahead of time just for time and filming scheduling. Everything else, we are eating the thing we make. If we burn it, if we over season it, if we didn't season it enough, when we get to the table and try it, like, oh, here's the issue. But I think we did such a great job of figuring it out as we went along that that's certainly the vibe of don't be afraid. It's okay to make mistakes. Whatever your skill level is, let's just figure it out and make it happen. So I think amateurs galore will love it, and those who are great chefs or who are expert D&D players will very much appreciate everything we did, because there's a lot of lore. When we had the authors on, they talked about why recipes were chosen. We have some of everyone's favorite D&D influencer folk on there, so I think there's going to be a little bit of stuff for everybody.
Nice. Yeah, I managed to watch a couple of the screener episodes that they sent us, and I have to say it kind of reminded me of the old morning show kind of, we have a cooking guest on and they're going to walk us through a recipe kind of thing. But way more interesting.
Yeah, it's just not show you the thing and buy our thing. It's we're learning how to do it.
Right. So I guess tell us a little bit about the guests that you guys had on. Sujata, were there any notable favorites during the episodes that you guys filmed?
I was really excited to have my friend Kellen Coleman, who's an actress and has been on a ton of stuff, Newsroom, The Office. She is part of Girls Guts Glory. So it was a nice reunion to have her on the show and just kind of feel like, oh, I'm cooking with one of my best friends. Like, this is really fun. We get to, play around and introduce her to Chef Mike. And that was part of the beauty of the guests as well. I think, I tended to know like a third of the guests, and then Chef Mike would know a third of the guests, and then a third of the guests we would get to know together. And so that was really
Nice.
great, because I think food is a great way to bring people together and socialize and get to know each other and get to know about each other's backgrounds. I think one of my favorite things learning about the guests was, oh, did you cook growing up? Did your parents cook? I love those kind of things. And like, what part of the country are you from? And what are the favorite foods there? I'm really into food. So, I'm from Pittsburgh, where you put French fries on salad and sandwiches. And so I love
And
knowing
cheese
about
whiz on beef.
Yes.
yeah. And I love learning the intricacies of like, what did you eat growing up? I think that's really, awesome to find out about people.
Nice. Now, I noticed you guys also did a few recipes of some adult beverages. Were those also recipes that were in Heroes Feast? I know there was, I think, another book that focused on drinks that came out not too long ago. Was it from that, or was it from the Heroes Feast book? Or
So
were you guys
were-
just coming up with those on the fly?
There were a couple beverages from the original Heroes Feast cookbook. We got a special treat of a couple recipes from the most recently released Flavors of the Multiverse book, which is book 2. And then I think 1 or 2 we might have did just homebrewed versions of a thing, just to mix some things up there. But we really wanted to make sure that we were doing actual recipes from the book, because we did want people to watch and cook along, as it being a little more educational. This is how you make it, kind of scenario. But we did sneak a couple of our own things in there. And again, going back to kind of how we want the show to feel. Oh, we eyeball measured quite a few things, even though it says an appropriate measurement in the book. Just put a little, you want it extra spicy? Just throw a handful in there. So there are opportunities where even the audience can just, you know what? It's up to you. Do it how you want. Don't worry about the recipe as written, because we all know Raw and the debates on, do we go by rules as written or is this homebrewed rules? Do whatever makes you happy and what is specific to you. So we try to encompass all of that in all the recipes.
I believe it's on Plex and Amazon Freevee. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Excellent. Excellent. How many episodes can we expect?
20 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite a bit. Very nice. I didn't even realize there were that many recipes in Heroes Feast.
It's
It's
a
been a while
really
since I took a look in there.
It's really
It is. Excellent. Excellent. Well, great. Well, thanks for telling us about this, Mike and Sujata. Definitely check out Heroes Feast, the TV show on Amazon or on Plex. And I'm just going to leave it with one last question. What are the odds of a follow-up series that's kind of more Iron Chef themed?
Oh,
We want to do a chef battle scenario. So
yeah, I mean that seems kind of appropriate, right?
that would be fun. There is a gentleman on TikTok that I really like. He's Roll for Sandwich. I don't know if you've ever seen.
Yes.
Roll for
I'm
Sandwich.
familiar with that. Very good.
I would love to. So as much as I like a competition show, that would be fun, but I'd rather the chaos ensue of us at the mercy of the dice, and we're going to make and eat whatever
Love it.
the dice tells us, good or bad. I think that would be a lot of fun to go
I
that
don't know
route.
if that would be
But
fun for production, because then they would have to prep 3 or 4 different meals and recipes, and part of the show was also about the mise en place, where everything was just like ready
Right.
to go.
Mhm.
So I don't want
Well,
to,
and you
I
might
wanna
be
be
wandering into like,
but I'm just thinking it through, you know.
and you might be wandering into nailed it territory there instead of like an Iron Chef kind of thing too. I imagine.
Yes, also a great program. But if we do a competition show, I would like to be the judge, please. I don't want to have
Excellent.
to battle anybody, but I'll be the judge.
I would
Excellent.
love
Excellent.
to be the judge and just be there and eat and taste foods.
Yeah.
That would be the
Sign
perfect.
Hey,
me
you
up
know
for
what?
that.
Count me in as well.
We got our panel of judges right here. Look
Right
at you.
here.
You bring the chair. You got to bring the chair.
You know. Well, thanks so much, Mike and Sujata. We'll be sure to catch the show next week and in the weeks following. And yeah, can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks for having
Thank you
us.
so
We
much,
appreciate
Mike.
it.